Episode 5 begins with a flashback. We were all curious, why did that senior member of Soto decide to help Min Hyejin? This flashback scene will reveal the reason. In the mountains, at a secret place that used to be a school, the government secretary calls the senior member for a private meeting. These two were former classmates. The secretary tells him, "You have to kidnap Park Young-ya." The senior member asks, "Why should we do that?" She explains, "It's very important. We want to stop Arrowhead from becoming too powerful. So, we plan to strengthen New Truth using Park Young-ja and the new principles, Sidhant. But if New Truth becomes too powerful, our influence will shrink. That's why you must capture Park Young-ja, to keep the balance. We want to create a world that we can easily control. People will be divided into two groups and we'll make them fight whenever and however we want. They'll think they have freedom to speak, to follow their passions, but in reality, we'll be pulling all the strings. And of course, we'll never come out in the open or get our own hands dirty. Others will do all the work for us." While sipping from her usual black cup, the secretary threatens him, saying, "Min Hyejin has nothing to lose, but you and I, we have a lot at stake." So, he is forced to agree to her plan. Now the scene shifts back to the present, where the executioners of Hell are about to arrive. They begin the demonstration on a woman. At the same time, Arrowhead thugs storm into the building. The secretary sits confidently, thinking everything is going exactly as planned, but she doesn't know that Chairman Jinsu is alive, and today, he is about to appear before everyone. Something that will change everything. Arrowhead is live streaming, and suddenly, Chairman Jinsu appears on the screen. Everyone is shocked. How did he return? Arrowhead becomes fired up. Now power is in their hands. The New Truth members and the government officials are in shock. Their entire plan is falling apart. Because, for the people, Jinsu was the only one they believed. Everything else was considered nonsense. Jinsu says, "I gave New Truth a chance, but instead of following God's will, they chose their own benefit. They forced their own rules onto the people. Now, to stop their lies, I had to come back. Help me meet Park Young-ja. Then I myself will announce God's true new will." Arrowhead thugs spot Min Hyejin, and a fight breaks out between them. During the chaos, Min Hyejin captures Kim and hands him over to Arrowhead while she herself grabs Park Young-ja. Arrowhead members were already right behind them. The thugs take Kim to Jinsu, who is now ready to have him killed. Kim tries to save himself, saying, "I know Jinsu's secret. He's a sinner. He had a demonstration too. He's no leader. He's a liar." Kim hoped the Arrowhead members would believe him, but they were completely under Jinsu's spell. They didn't care what Kim had to say, so they begin beating him. As they slam him onto a table, he looks up and sees a colorful phoenix bird on the ceiling, exactly what Park Young-ja had described to him earlier. This means she really could foresee death. Meanwhile, Min Hyejin reminds Park Young-ja, "I was your lawyer. I promised I'd reunite you with your children." Park Young-ja looks at Min Hyejin and says, "A toy elephant, I saw you with it. You'll die in the same place I saw it." Hearing this, Min Hyejin is left in shock. And that's where episode 5 ends. Season 2's 6th and final episode begins with news coverage announcing that Jinsu's public return has triggered chaos worldwide. It's reported that Chairman Kim has been abducted by Arrowhead and that they have a 50-year-old man in custody whose identity they're asking the public to reveal, so that his sins and his family can be publicly exposed. Jinsu, using Kim's phone, discovers that Kim was working with the government's front woman, the secretary. He calls her and demands, "Arrange a meeting between me and Park Young-ja. She is the only person who has seen what I have seen. We both died and came back." The secretary tries to negotiate, saying, "What's in it for us?" Jinsu replies, "I'll hand Park Young-ja back to you, and if you want, I'll help you deceive the world however you wish. If not, know that Arrowhead's fanatics can either quietly sit at home at my command or prepare for war against you all. The choice is yours." Meanwhile, Arrowhead members receive information about the old man's family, but Min Hyejin's ally assures her, "Don't worry, we've already hidden his family." When the man's execution time comes, the executioners arrive and begin the demonstration. According to Min Hyejin and her allies' plan, this was the perfect moment to escape. They make a run for it, but the secretary, with Arrowhead's help, intervenes. Now, Park Young-ja, Min Hyejin, and her ally are face-to-face with Jinsu. Jinsu takes Park Young-ja aside, almost in tears, and asks, "Tell me the secret. Even after death, the executioners kept torturing me. I was trapped in a strange condition. It was some kind of hellish punishment from which I couldn't escape. Even now, after returning to life, I still see them. I'm tired of it. How do I get rid of them? Park Young-jae replies, "In the afterlife where I went, my children were still my children. But you were never anyone's father or son. My experience was different from yours. Maybe our fates were different. I don't see executioners in the mirror. Maybe they're not chasing you from the outside. Maybe they're inside you." Hearing this, Jin-soo is horrified. Suddenly, the executioners start emerging from within him. His body begins transforming into one of them. The executioner seems to be swallowing his body, absorbing it. Arrowhead is live streaming all of this. No one understands what's happening. Jin-soo begs Min Hye-jin for help. She tries to assist. She ties his hand to a car and pulls, trying to stop the transformation, but it's useless. Jin-soo fully transforms into an executioner, then disappears in front of the whole world. Arrowhead is shaken. No one could explain what just happened. Seeing Jin-soo like this, his religion collapses with him. Even the professor advises the secretary, this is the perfect time to wipe out both Arrowhead and New Truth. But the secretary sticks to her corrupt plan. She says, the public will now start asking questions about all this chaos. We'll respond in a way that turns the situation back in our favor. Call the New Truth Committee. Our new plan is to crush Arrowhead and set up a confrontation between New Truth and Soto. Meanwhile, Min Hye-jin's ally turns on her. We have to kill Park Young-jae to stop all this. Because of you, the world is in turmoil. If you hadn't clung to your principles, none of this would have happened. Now he wants to kill both Min Hye-jin and Park Young-jae. But Min Hye-jin sees the sign that Park Young-jae had warned her about and avoids his attack. When he tries to crash Park Young-jae with a car, Min Hye-jin saves her just in time. She then ties the attacker to a car, leaves the key at a distance, and says, if you're lucky, you'll survive. Then she sends Park Young-jae with one of her allies in a car to finally reunite with her children. But before leaving, Park Young-jae makes one final prophecy. This world is going to end very soon, so do now whatever it is you truly want to do. The scene shifts, and another catastrophe begins. Now, the secretary's death is also predicted, and not just hers. Everyone in the city starts receiving death prophecies. That means everyone was going to die. The detective's sick daughter asks him to show a photo of her mother. She looks at it, gets emotional, and tears roll down her cheeks, and then she dies. Meanwhile, the boy driving Park Young-jae in the car tells her, I'm your son, and your daughter is waiting for you at home. Min Hye-jin, injured, sits in a car and heads to the secret location where the young girl Jae-hoon was hidden. She asks her, will you stay with me? The girl replies, yes. Min's ally then asks her, is this the end of the world? Min responds, very soon a new world will begin. Go, find the world you truly want. Later on the road, the girl sees the arrowhead symbol and asks, what is that? It was the symbol tied to her parents and her drawing, the ones who tried to save her in Season 1. Arrowhead had twisted that story into a false religion, claiming her parents washed away everyone's sins through sacrifice, etc. Now, Min Hye-jin tells the girl the truth about her parents, and then comes the final secret reveal, one that completely changes the entire Hellbound story and creates major hype for Season 3. To understand the twist, we go back to the ending scenes of Season 1, where Min Hye-jin and the girl's parents were trying to protect her from the executioners. The parents covered her with their bodies, and the executioners burned them alive. People assumed the girl also died with them, but then Park Young-jae hears the girl crying and rushes to check and finds her alive. But the truth was, the girl did die at that time. However, while everyone was crying, she came back to life, just like Jin-soo and Park Young-jae. Because her parents' bodies were shielding her and she was so small, no one noticed she had resurrected. Now, big questions arise. Who are these executioners? Where do they come from? What is the hell people go to after death? How do they come back to life? Does Min Hye-jin know the girl came back to life? Why did she say a new world is about to begin? To find out all these answers, we'll have to wait for Season 3. As soon as Season 3 is released, you'll find the full explanation here on this channel, so don't forget to subscribe. And if you liked the video, please hit like. Goodbye.